So there's like a relative
You know, I seen Max and Charles starve themselves the last time out at 155 pounds for the BMF. I didn't think there's anything BMF about it. He was the baddest man in a sauna. So I'm a big boy now. 170 pounds is my frame. And I like it. I thought I'd give a gift.
Well, I like it as well.
And say, this is what it should be. Instead of fighting and cutting him. You know, let's do it properly.
Is this a one-off fight or are you back?
The best boxer. You say the best boxer. We're going to see. We're going to see now.
Brother, this is not his last fight. I'm going to go there. July 11, I'm going to handle business. We're going to have a rematch at the end of the year.
July 11th can't come soon enough.
I'm gonna be 1-0 against him, and then we're gonna rematch at the end of the year. That's what's gonna happen.
So we have like the Conor McGregor of the UFC, who kind of was he spearheaded the idea of huge personalities, doesn't give a fuck, besides yourself, who's someone in the WWE that would like resemble a Conor McGregor?
That person doesn't exist. I mean, to be fair to Conor McGregor, there is only one Conor McGregor, and it's not a character. I ran into Conor McGregor actually here in Washington D.C.
Oh, you did?
At the inauguration.
Yeah.
And we were talking about fighting at that time, and he was just still such a character in real life. He's not playing a character.
He's not.
He was definitely on something. It was 8 a.m. He was on something. The group I was with, we all agreed. We took a general vote, a consensus. The consensus was he was on something.
But he's so funny.
He's amazing. He's amazing. But if he comes back in the UFC,
yeah.
I fear he's had so much time off, he could get his ass beat.
But you think how much do you think ring rust plays, or do you think?
I think it plays.
Yeah?
I think this is there's a difference between ring rust and whatever the fuck he's been doing, that he's got to be taken out of the barn, power washed a couple times.
There he is at the gym, and things are beginning to get noisy once again. It appears that Conor McGregor is ramping up his training routine as he prepares for an eagerly awaited bout against Max Holloway. There's a renewed sense of clarity in everything he does, as if he's trying to make sure no time slips away before the big fight. After all the talk, setbacks, and rumors over the last few years, McGregor is not just talking about making a return, but actively preparing for one.
Hey, Murad, are you excited for Conor McGregor's return?
I am actually, and I'm hoping he can win, because I love Max Holloway, but this is gonna be huge if he's coming back, but if he wins, that would be huge, and because Conor McGregor done such a great things for MMA, for UFC, and I will be happy to see.
But in Joe Rogan's take on the greats of MMA, he showers high praise on the best in the business. For example, he has described McGregor as almost destructive at his very best, capable of dismantling anyone who stands against him when he's in full stride. Hence, the constant debate about whether he deserves the GOAT title. On the flip side, Joe Rogan has also mentioned Demetrius Johnson as the greatest all-around martial artist ever produced by MMA alongside McGregor.
Conor McGregor, master of destruction. No one has a chance. He gets everybody. There's an argument that he's the GOAT. There's an argument that Mighty Mouse is the greatest expression of martial arts in the history of combat sports.
When Rogan discusses greatness in the world of MMA, one of the points he likes to make is how fighters define dominance. This, of course, leads into the conversation about Conor McGregor. There is no denying that there will be a lot of speculation regarding whether the fighter's ring rust could play a significant role due to his extended absence from the sport, while his opponent has remained consistently active. But when questioned about that very issue, Max Holloway dismissed it. He said that none of it really mattered during the fight itself because fighters fight.
See you. Max, what are your thoughts on a guy like Conor being out for 5 years, having that brutal injury, while the entire time you've been very active?
It doesn't matter, I see a lot of people talking about it, but we're fighters, man. This is what we do. I can't wait, man. I'm looking forward to the best version of Conor McGregor. I know, look the way he's talking, bro. He's fired up. I'm fired up. I can't wait to see him July 11th.
Expected, Max, because I'm coming in fast. I tell you this, how are you doing after your 5-round fight with Oliveira? I thought some of the shots went to the back of the head. You had an opportunity to repay the favor you didn't take. I was disappointed in the result and the outcome of the bout and the shape the bout took. But how's the body? How are you feeling?
What it is, bro.
How's Hawaii?
I'm good.
I look forward to seeing you again in Las
great.
Vegas.
Hawaii's great, brother. Hawaii's great. I can't wait to see you in the Ninth Island, brother. How's Dublin? I heard you're sleeping in the gym, so that's great to hear, man. We're glad to have you back. I can't wait to get in there and make.
However, when it comes to Conor McGregor, his legacy has been shaped by moments that will be remembered for ages. He became the first ever UFC athlete to hold 2 world titles simultaneously and achieved one of the fastest knockouts in a world title fight in New York. Reflecting on it during an interview on The Tonight Show starring Jimmy Fallon, it became evident that McGregor was never interested in making such nights last any longer because, in this game of life and death, every second counts.
Power in there.
Yeah.
It's a dangerous game.
In continuation of this heightened sense of significance during such moments and the attitude with which McGregor has always spoken about making hay while the sun shines, his mental game inside the octagon provides insight into the order and chaos that define his fighting style. This journey into the octagon is a highly calculated one for him, a process where nothing but calmness and composure truly matters. Once that cage door closes, all your training, sacrifices, and discipline become clear. That's why the entire emphasis is placed on faith in oneself and in one's own work.
It's a dangerous game. What do you feel when you...
I hope it all turns out well.
This kind of mindset is still evident in McGregor when he talks about his nickname, the Notorious. It wasn't created through marketing strategies but came from his childhood because, as mentioned before, his tendency to get into trouble led his coach to save him under the nickname Trouble in his contact list. His reputation eventually evolved into Notorious because of the way other people perceived him. Another reason this nickname took shape was his love for hip-hop culture.
It fits.
Moreover, it appears that family is what has grounded McGregor lately, as he has been speaking proudly about having 4 children and teaching them how to lead disciplined lifestyles. In particular, he talks about them participating in their own training sessions, and he has considered bringing them to fight nights, not because he is glorifying violence, but because he wants them to see the rewards that come from commitment and dedication. Specifically, he points to the experience of walking out in front of a crowd and witnessing an atmosphere created by the pursuit of perfection.
He's ready to go. Yeah. He's ready for the fight.
Moving forward to UFC 329 and the highly anticipated rematch between McGregor and Holloway, the fighter reflects on how good it feels to be back in the mix, where he feels he truly belongs. He views the process as what he was built for, with order and discipline allowing him to become the strongest version of himself. Although he has taken time away to pursue other interests, such as making movies, he stresses that nothing can replace the feeling of fighting, which is what he truly loves and what continues to motivate him.
As he heads into his...
Keep going, kid. The game is yours.
Yeah.
The game is yours,
The game
kid.
is yours,
Don't
kid.
listen to none of them.
Yeah!
As talk surrounding UFC 329 builds and momentum returns for McGregor, attention doesn't stop at just one matchup. From the opposing camp, Coach Javier Mendez has floated the idea of massive crossover fights, pointing toward names like Islam Makhachev and Justin Gaethje as potential blockbuster options. In his view, a clash of that magnitude wouldn't just be big, it could enter the territory of the biggest fights the sport has ever seen. He also notes that the bad blood and history between camps only add more fuel to the fire, turning even the walkouts into an event of their own, where pressure, crowd reaction, and pride all collide under the same spotlight.
Well, was that, obviously he spoke to Ariel Helwani today, and he said, yeah, like I beat Max Holloway. Islam Makhachev is one of the options for me. Justin Gaethje and Islam Makhachev. Obviously, there's bad blood between the teams there, but, you know, just how big do you think that fight would be? I mean, probably going to be the biggest fight in UFC history, right?
It could very well be the biggest fight in UFC history if that was to happen. So, to be honest with you, he brings so much to the table that if I had to want a wish list, that's the one, because I want to get that one. I want to get that one again. that feeling of being booed when we go out to the audience was pretty cool, actually. You know, because they booed us, but they loved us. You know, so you know when Khabib fought him, it was booed but loved.
That sense of magnitude surrounding potential super fights continues to grow, with every voice contributing to the anticipation of what a McGregor return could mean for MMA. Even Merab Dvalishvili has shared his thoughts on McGregor's comeback, expressing genuine excitement about his return while remaining respectful toward all sides. He acknowledged McGregor's massive impact on the UFC and the sport as a whole, saying he would be happy to see him win again. At the same time, he emphasized how significant it would be if McGregor returned and succeeded, calling it a moment that would resonate far beyond a single fight night.
I don't think so, no. No.
Hey, Merab, are you excited for Conor McGregor's return?
I am actually, and I'm hoping he can win, you know, because I love Max Holloway, but this is gonna be huge if he comes. He's coming back, but if he wins, that would be huge, and because Conor McGregor done such a great things for MMA, for UFC, and I will be happy to see.
When Logan Paul talks about the rise of larger-than-life combat sports personalities, he naturally points to McGregor as the ultimate example of someone who didn't just compete in MMA but reshaped its global spotlight. He explains that there really isn't anyone comparable, calling McGregor a one-of-one presence both inside and outside the cage. Recalling a personal encounter with him in Washington, D.C., Logan describes him as magnetic in real life, someone whose energy feels constant and undeniable. Still, he adds a note of caution, suggesting that after such a long layoff, stepping back into elite competition could come with serious risks against fighters who have remained active.
So we have the Conor McGregor of the UFC, who kind of was he spearheaded the idea of huge personalities, doesn't give a fuck, doesn't. Besides yourself, who's someone in the WWE that would resemble a Conor McGregor?
That person doesn't exist. I mean, to be fair to Conor McGregor, there is only one Conor McGregor, and it's not a character. I ran into Conor McGregor actually here in Washington, D.C.
Oh, you did?
At the inauguration.
Yeah.
And we were talking about fighting at that time, and he was just still such a character in real life. He's not playing a character.
He's not.
He was definitely on something. It was 8 a.m. He was on something. The group I was with, we all agreed. We took a general vote, a consensus. The consensus was he was on something.
But he's so funny.
He's amazing. He's amazing. But if he comes back in the UFC, I fear he's had so much time off. He could get.
Building on that debate about McGregor's place among the all-time greats, Bedtime MMA pushes the argument even further when discussing McGregor. He insists that McGregor's peak is often underrated, pointing out that his dominance wasn't accidental but built on elite-level skill and precision. In his view, McGregor stands among the greatest featherweights ever and is one of the most dangerous strikers in MMA history, citing victories over Jose Aldo, Dustin Poirier, Eddie Alvarez, Donald Cerrone, Max Holloway, and Nate Diaz as clear evidence. He argues that those performances reflected timing, fight IQ, and finishing ability at the highest level, and even suggests that McGregor gave Khabib Nurmagomedov one of his toughest fights despite coming in after a long layoff.
McGregor sucks. Conor McGregor is fucking elite. He is genuinely one of the greatest featherweights of all time. He is genuinely one of the greatest MMA fighters of all time. You do not accidentally beat Jose Aldo by 13-second step back pull counter left hand. You don't run through Chad Mendez, Max Holloway, Dustin Poirier, Eddie Alvarez, Cowboy Cerrone, Nate Diaz, as if they're the fucking Brooklyn Brawler, bro. This dude is genuinely one of the best strikers to ever step foot in the cage. He gave Khabib his hardest fight 110%. People bring up Gaethje. Joe Rogan brings up Aya Quinta because he survived the longest. That's like saying Josh Emmett gave Ilia Topuria his hardest challenge in a win. It's just not true. Just because he went the longest doesn't mean he did the best. Conor McGregor did the best against Khabib Nurmagomedov, 110%. 100%. The most dominant fighter ever. Conor McGregor was his toughest fight, and he was coming off a massive layoff. He's done this before. He's come off massive layoffs and looked decent before. He fought extremely well against Dustin Poirier in his absolute peak, coming off another.
What's your take on it? Who really comes out on top if this matchup happens? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more breakdowns and fight content.